we only require $350 down and a $300 document fee buying a lot from us. And that can be paid from credit card, Apple Pay, whatever you want. It doesn't matter to us. And we have a website where you can actually go directly on there. You can scroll, find a community. So whether it's Lake Tansy, the Village of the Four Seasons, Cherokee Village, any of these communities, you can click on View Community and actually search for a lot. We have drone pictures. We have it all, utility access, all that directly on there. You can click which one's affordable to you. And we have some cheaper than that. We have some at $99 a month. And you can click Pay Now and you'll have a deed in 30 days from us. And, we kind of want to, sell, obviously, the American dream. So if we can make it affordable in any way we can, we will.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Investor Fuel Podcast. I'm your host today, Skyler Byrd, and today I am joined by Karter McCoy. Karter, a young man doing big things in the land world. I'm super excited to talk to him. This is going to be very interesting. So Karter, thanks for coming on, bud.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. So first of all, I think the big thing to get out of the way, you're only 21 years old, and you've been in real estate since you were what, 18?
18.
All right. So tell me, first of all, like how at such a young age, why did you decide to get into real estate? How'd you do it? Take me from there.
Yeah, so I actually was working at a restaurant local in Murfreesboro, and I had worked there for 4 years, and I had a good family friend that was already in real estate, and he had been in real estate for a long time. And so I was serving him one day, and I had always shown an interest to real estate, mostly more on the investing side. At the time, I'm 18, it's more of a fix and flip. It's more of stuff like that, obviously being young and just, seeing what YouTube and all the other things are. And he had told me, because he used to work at a restaurant too before he got in the real estate business. And he was like, I think you would absolutely kill it in real estate. And he's like, and I told him, I was like, I don't know anything about real estate other than what I watch on YouTube. And he said, well, how about this? I'll mentor you. I'll teach you everything you need to know, and you come work with me. And probably 2 weeks later, I had bought the school, started it, completed, the test and everything. And then I signed with Road Realty in Murfreesboro. And Hunter McDonald has been a huge mentor. I wouldn't be in the business without Hunter. And he's a partner here at Red, and it's been.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
up from there. I mean, I definitely would not be in real estate without him. That's a fact.
It's awesome. So you had the good connection right away, somebody that could kind of take you under their wing. So let me ask you, so when you got into it, right? How did you find it when you first started diving in? Because, I've been in like the finance world where you kind of do the same thing, right? And it's a lot of times you get into it, it's not quite what you think. So when you first, got
Yeah.
licensed, started getting out there, man, how'd you find it?
Well, really, I honestly I got pure lucky in the beginning is because I had already worked at the restaurant for 4 years, and so I had made so many connections there. I mean, I absolutely love everybody at that restaurant, and probably like 3 weeks after I got my license, I was literally talking to a table that I always talk to, and they mentioned that they were about to move out and they needed to buy a house. And I just happened to be like, I just got my license like 2 weeks ago. And they were like, seriously? And I was like, yeah. And next thing you know, I sold them a house like 3 weeks later. And so, like, it was honestly a God thing. And I made a sale super quick and they were amazing. And really, that was really what started it because typically that doesn't happen when you get in the real estate business. Obviously, it takes 6 months. Some people say you only do one or two deals in your first year. And I was blessed. I did, I think, seven my first year being a realtor. And obviously, at this point, I was dabbling, getting into the land stuff, dabbling, but mostly it was just all traditional being a realtor, and I absolutely loved it. Hunter was my mentor. I had not met my other business partner, Jack Sirianni, that I own the land business with. I hadn't met him yet, and yeah, and Red's taught me so much. They give me training and all this, paperwork, all the stuff that you need to know to be a realtor and just be in the real estate world.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah,
So so when did purchasing land and when did you come across that? How'd you meet your current mentor? When that
yeah.
happened?
Yeah, so I actually was in Chicago with my brother, and we were on vacation, and we were doing an architectural tour on a boat when my phone went off, and it was a Facebook, and it was somebody I know posted that they were selling three lots in a community called Lake Tansy, where we own a whole bunch of lots in Lake Tansy, which is in Crossville, Tennessee. It's about an hour and 45 minutes from where I live in Murfreesboro, which is 30 minutes out of Nashville. And so I saw it, and the land was so cheap. It was like he wanted like $8,000 a lot for a quarter acre lot, and I was like, I live in Murfreesboro, right, like I said, 30 minutes out of Nashville. There's nothing ever that cheap, and so I'm like, hmm, that's weird. And I had worked at a restaurant. I had some money like sitting in an account, and because I'd served and did all the served, bartended, all the things, and I lived at home at the time. I had just graduated high school, and so I had money saved, and I was like, I think I'm just gonna buy this. And my brother's like, you should do it. And next thing you know, I bought three lots, and it was kind of just super quick. I just said, hey, I'll buy this, contingent on me seeing it, and contingent on perk test, and did it, paid for the perk test. Well, actually, it was four lots technically, but I only bought three because one didn't pass perk test. So technically, I put in an offer to buy four, but only settled at three. So, long story short, I get the perk test, everything's good, and I get three lots, and then my friend is going to build a house on it, and so I couldn't get approval from TDEC or from, to get a septic permit. And so I actually needed the lot next to me. I could get a permit, just not for the size home we wanted to build. And so I needed the lot next door. Well, it turns out they were doing an auction for 65 lots. And one of those lots was the lot right next to mine.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
And I called the auction place and said, hey, I need to buy this lot. Register me to bid, bid whatever I need to buy because I have to get this lot. They're like, oh, well, somebody bought all of them. I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, who could buy all of these?
Yeah.
In my head, I'm thinking, oh my God, and I'm like, can you connect me with this person? Because I really need to buy that lot. Connected with the person, and they gave me a phone number and an email. And I was quite nervous at the time, because I'm 18, trying to, just trying to figure everything out. So I sent him an email, long email, just saying, hey, I need, pretty much, I want this lot. I know you just bought it. And, he comes up with this price. I don't remember what it was, like 10 or 11,000 bucks. Like I said, I bought mine for like 7 or 8,000 a lot. And so I was like, no, I'm not going to pay that. Me and him negotiated back and forth. Long story short, we end up settling at pretty much what I bought my lot for, and same cost. And he hit me with a whole bunch of knowledge. Honestly, I didn't think, when first sending that email, I was like, my lot's bigger than yours, blah blah blah. That's why I'm not going to pay the same price. And then he hit me with like tons of information, and honestly destroyed my argument. And was like, my lot's actually, XYZ bigger than yours. This You can't build on your lot the size of home you need to build. That's why you need my lot. Like, I didn't tell him any of this. He just knew it. And I was in absolute shock, honestly. And so I just told him, hey, I'm 18 years old. I bought these 3 lots. I honestly have no clue what I'm doing. And I just became a realtor. You seem like you know a lot. Is there anything you could like teach me? And then he sends me a long email back. He's like, I think at the time he was 71. He was like, I'm 71. I've been in the real estate business for, 50 something years. I don't remember now. I think it was 50 at the time. And now it's been, three year more. So now he's at 53 years. So he's like, yeah, I've been in the business for 50 years. I got in real estate, at 18, and continued said he was, said he built 28 apartment condominium conversions. He was a CCIM for, something like 30 years. He was a realtor. He, also a large investor. And, he just hit me with all this knowledge, and he said, hey, I don't have anybody to pass this real estate knowledge to, and I think you'd be the perfect one to do it. And I've never talked to this person on the phone. I just met him 3 days ago. And next thing you know, probably, no joke, probably about 3 weeks later, after never meeting him, we opened a company together.
Okay.
Never meeting him. And he's
Yeah.
in Orlando. I didn't even know what he looked like. I've never seen a picture of him. And at the time, and we just started he said, hey, I'll do everything. I'll teach you everything. We're 50-50 partners. And we just jumped right into it. He said, I'm going to teach you everything I know.
So did you get to meet him in person before you guys started all this,
Mm-mm.
or no? Just
No, I never met him in person until, I mean, now I have, of course, but I didn't meet him in person before. I signed papers to join a Florida C Corp uh, before I ever met him in person. I didn't even know what he looked like when I signed it.
wow.
I mean, he was, he was helpful every day for the 3 weeks. We talked on the phone every day. We actually, called and stuff every day. And, I mean, it was a huge help, and, I was seeing progress at this point, obviously I'm wanting to go in more into investing, but then I sold that lot, the one I bought from him. I sold it and made 12 or 13 grand, because he told me, he said, this is what you need to do, and this is how you need to do it. I did exactly what he said and made like 12 or 13,000 bucks, in the span of, you know, a month or two, so, and I'm 18. So I was like, obviously I know this guy knows everything he's talking about. And when
Yeah.
I did it, it made sense. And then also he was giving me advice, obviously, on being a realtor too. And then I saw my realtor business start to grow. When people were saying, oh, you're only going to do 1 or 2 deals in your first year, don't be discouraged.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
And then I was seeing more transactions happening based on what he was telling me to go do. And so it was like, plus my mentor that I had here at Red, he's pushing me, connecting with people, all the things. And so I had both mentors really working with me to kind of help me grow and succeed in that.
Oh man. All right. So you found yourself in a couple of really good situations, but the
Yeah,
impressive thing is that you could take advantage of them, right? Because
100%.
situations come up for a lot of people, right? But there's a
Hmm.
lot of people that won't act, won't put themselves in a good place for it, but you did, and that's super impressive. Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
So tell me about the state of the business now, right? With what you're focusing on, what does all of it look like?
Yeah, so we first started in Tennessee, in East Tennessee. That's kind of where, obviously I first bought the lots. That's where we continued to grow. We probably bought the first group of lots we bought was probably 30 lots, probably. And that was kind of our first big group. That was more real estate than I've ever owned at that point. I was honestly in shock, nervous, everything in between. And and then after that, once we pretty much went through that, obviously we had cash in the bank, and it was like now we have really room to grow. And because at that point, I had never really, number one, really seen that much money at 18 sitting in a bank account. And obviously, me and him were like, I was literally just looking at him saying, what's next? You know, and because he's more looking at it as, you know, I'm 71. I want to, slow down. I want you to run a business. And, honestly, hopefully, we both make great money. You succeed in real estate. He slows down, but still gets paid. That's kind of like his goal in this. And, because I had the drive and the youth and all that versus he had all the knowledge. And, so then we kind of expanded and I found a community in, Missouri, called Village of the Four Seasons. I found that community, and I saw a way where we could buy, 40 more lots there. And so then we kind of moved some funds over there to where we could buy 40 there and buy 40 more in Tennessee. And then we had 80. And then, we started moving through these. Then we found a community in Arkansas where we actually bought 117. Yeah, 117, I think, on that one. If it's not 117, it's somewhere around that 125 or whatever. And bought those. At this point, now we're getting up in the 200s as we're selling them. And so then we continued to, do that. Then we, bought some in Pennsylvania and then West Virginia. And then, we started doing all these different states. Then we kind of did a step back and realized, hey, let's be more personalized in each community because we do better in that. Tennessee, I'm obviously, born and raised here. So, you know, I love Tennessee. I love everything it's about. And then I love Missouri. I love Arkansas. So I said, how about, me and him both agreed, maybe we should slow down and say, let's own as many lots as we can in these 3 states. We still own, lots here and there, and we'll still sell those. But instead of going in and buying 100 in this community, let's spend more money in the communities we're really in and people know who we are versus going into communities and just buying 50 or 100 lots and just selling them and not really leaving a footprint. We want to leave a footprint. We don't want to be, just going in there. Obviously, everybody wants to go in, make a whole bunch of money. Obviously, that's the deal for everybody, but we actually want to build a relationship while we're there. And, for instance, in East Tennessee, we actually want to provide a benefit, to these people. Like we want to increase property values. We want to give more tax dollars to the county to, make the county better. We would add if they asked us to, we would add another pool at the community. We would add something because that's how much we actually love this community and feel it's a value. And that's kind of what we're going towards is
Mhm.
bringing value to every community that we step into, and not just go in there try to be just like any other business and buy a whole bunch of lots, make people mad, sell them, and then
Mhm.
screw off. That's
Yeah.
not really what we want to do. Um, so if we can add more communities while also still having a personal relationship with people in the communities, then I'm happy. We're happy to do that, but we still want to maintain that.
Sure. Absolutely. No, I like again, I think that's a great way to go about it. And you've got a kind of an interesting model when it comes to actually selling your lots.
Hmm.
So can you tell people about that?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we do some weird. Some people would think weird. I think it's fun. I think it's creative. And also, me and Jack are in the business where we like to do stuff fun. Like even if sometimes the deal isn't the best deal, if it's fun and we know it's going to be enjoyed, we're probably going to do it. And I think that also what sets us apart sometimes is it doesn't always have to be crystal clear. As long as we can like just understand how we can benefit from, maybe it's just a relationship. Maybe you called me up and said, "Hey, I don't have 15,000 bucks for a lot, but I have 7,000, but I have knowledge in you know, whatever it may be. Maybe we don't have knowledge in it. Maybe that's the value you're giving. You're giving us a $7,000 worth of value of whatever you know. And so that's one thing we do. Another thing, which some people call us crazy for, is we only require $350 down and a $300 document fee buying a lot from us. And that can be paid from credit card, Apple Pay, whatever you want. It doesn't matter to us. And we have a website where you can actually go directly on there. You can scroll, find a community. So whether it's Lake Tansy, the Village of the Four Seasons, Cherokee Village, any of these communities, you can click on View Community and actually search for a lot. We have drone pictures. We have it all, utility access, all that directly on there.
Yeah.
And there's three options. Let's say it depends on the lot, of course, and the price, but let's do, for example, it's $150 a month, 250 and 300. These are three payment options. You can click which one's affordable to you. And we have some cheaper than that. We have some at $99 a month, and we have some that are $300 a month. It just depends on the price of the lot. And then it tells you the terms of the deal. And then at the bottom, it says due today, and it'll be $650. And you can click pay now and you pay
Yeah.
right there. And then you'll receive a deed of trust and a promissory note automatically sent to you where you actually already have everything where you just need to print it out, notarize it, mail it to us, and then you'll have a deed in 30 days from us. And it's as easy as that and we kind of want to, sell obviously the American dream.
Yeah.
Everything's so expensive now, especially here. Wages don't
Yeah.
sometimes make sense to buy a piece of land or do that, American dream of buying land and building a house.
Mhm.
It's gone for a lot of people, or at least currently, and we don't want that.
Mhm.
And so if we can make it affordable in any way we can, we will.
Yeah. No, I mean that's an awesome model, and like you said, I mean it makes it so much more affordable. At least not just to get the land part done.
Just
Um,
get the land part. I mean, we
yeah.
understand if somebody calls us and says, "Hey, my daughter got in a wreck last month. I can afford this month's payment." We'd say, "No problem. Just pay it when you can." That's really because we're also people. We understand stuff happens. Now, if you said, "Hey, I can't pay because I just don't want to pay on the lot anymore," that's a different story. But that's just we're still people. I mean, it is a business, but we're people, and we understand mistakes and all that. And we also, if let's say people pay 12 months on time, no late payments, no anything, we will give a week vacation in Orlando, at usually like a Westgate or one of these other big resorts, and we actually will give you a voucher for that. Or if you decide to pay up front, which there is an option, there's a tab for finance or pay up front. Um, I think we give it 25% discount paying up front, and you can actually pay that with a credit card as well. And which is some people say is crazy. I've also seen some people actually get a credit card, no interest for, 14, 15 months with a balance of like 25,000 bucks. They go buy a lot, they build a house, and when they're building a house, they actually when they get the loan, they actually pay the credit card back and they had no interest on the credit card. And which I've seen people do, which is crazy and actually really smart. But when they pay up front, then they'll get a 1 week voucher to Orlando to add a vacation. So it's kind of just one of those bonus adds to a deal.
I mean, you make the process super easy. I mean, it sounds like it's fun. You guys, have good business practices. I mean, it's really incredible what you're doing out there. And again, on your side, that you're at such a young age, you're able to dive into this and really, make a business out of it. I mean, that's all very, very cool. I love it.
Yeah, thank
Um,
you.
absolutely. And Carter, as we're coming up on time here, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, if they're interested in buying a property, working with you, how can they get in touch? What's that?
Yeah, so they could do a couple of things. They could call me, call or text. I don't know, can we drop my email or like my email and my phone number in somewhere
Yeah,
in this or
absolutely.
um
Yeah.
and then my website is nationalpremierproperties.com, which does have my email and phone number. So they can reach me right there. There's an About Us tab. It has all both me and Jack's information on there, everything you need. Or if you just look up Karter McCoy, Carter's with a K, and there should be stuff pop. But they'll have my my realtor, my national properties, all the other things. So they can reach me, and they should be able to find my phone number and email pretty easily.
You're out there.
Hopefully,
I love it.
yeah, I
All
should.
right,
Yeah,
man.
hopefully they should be able to find it pretty easily.
Sounds good. Excellent, man. Well, Karter, again, man, thanks for coming on. Real interesting story. See, like
Thank you.
a lot of success at a young age, making it work, dude. Again, super impressive. And for everybody else that's listening out there, if you've got something of value from this conversation, please hit subscribe. We've got more interviews like this, coming down the way all the time here. And we'll see you all on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.